With technology to say hello, to say well done on completing your first week of GCSE classes in such strange circumstances, and just to talk you through a little bit today's lesson. So I feel a bit like a weather person now. Is that right? If I do that, here's your lesson for today. Just a reminder of our key for each slide. So these little icons on the side help you know what you need to do on each slide. So where you see the pencil, you answer a question or complete the task. Where you see the eye, you just need to read the slide. Copy, it means that you need to copy. The text in bold, because that will be the useful bits. Help, that means that there's a help sheet attached for this task if you need it. You don't have to look at it, but if you need it, it's there. Green pen check, this means that you need to self-mark, so go back and look at what you've done or add to your answer. 7-up extend, this means that this is an extension task and will be useful for grades 7, 8 or 9, but not essential. Okay, so the lesson will always consist of tasks, info, keywords and example. So let's crack on then. Okay, firstly, I would like you to copy today's title, which is the importance of audience, and the date, which is the 4th of June. Here on this slide, we're just asking you to read it. It's got an overview of your whole English language GCSE. I won't read the slide, I'll leave you to do that in your own time. Just a quick comment on that. Next year you'll have a new teacher and you'll be taught both English language and English literature by the same teacher. And you'll notice on here that you will see spoken language endorsement. That's this unit right now that we're doing, and that forms part of your English language GCSE. Okay, so as I said, this half term, so up until the summer, we're focusing on English language, specifically paper 2, section B, and spoken language endorsement, okay? And the section B is the creation. So we're looking at you across the next 6-7 weeks, practicing writing a persuasive speech, letter, leaflet, essay or article based on a statement. And we're also looking at you presenting an argument and answering questions. Okay, different forms of writing. The task here, write anything you know about any of these types of writing. You've got letter, article, essay, speech, leaflet. So give yourself not too long, 3-4 minutes here, just jot down any notes that you can of anything that you know about those different forms. Once you've done that, you can read through and add to your notes looking at our examples. So, why audience is important. Again, you can see this is just a slide that we want you to read. Who the audience is tells us a lot about the style and the form of our writing. So if the audience is one person on their own, techniques that you would use might be personal pronouns, and that's the personal pronoun of you and I. You would name the person, you'd build a personal relationship, and you'd make specific points directed at one person. The form that you would use would be the letter. Okay, one person of many. So here you would use personal pronouns again, so you and us. General points that could appeal to anyone. You'd be building a common relationship with unknown people. The form that you could use might be article, essay or leaflet. Okay, groups. Direct address, you, us, our, we and they. Build a personal relationship, make specific points directed at a group. The form that you could use for this would be a speech. Oops. Have I gone too far? Yes, I have. Here we go. Right, so we've got two questions underneath, and the task, we want you to write the form and the audience of these two questions. So we're not asking you to do these two questions, but we're asking you to identify what's the form, i.e. is it a letter, is it an article, is it a speech, is it an essay, and who do you think the audience would be for these? As a developing continent, Africa should be given financial aid by richer countries in the West to support them to improve the quality of life for its citizens. There's a statement. Write a letter to a government minister in which you argue your opinion on this statement. Okay, so we can see that the form is a letter, and we can see that the audience is going to be the government minister. You do number 2. Every council should be expected to provide decent, high quality services to support and care for homeless people in their area. Write an article for a local newspaper in which you persuade its readers to support your opinion on this statement. So in question 2, what's the form and who are the audience? You can use your knowledge organiser to help you here. Who is your audience? So how do we find out who our audience is? At GCSE, it's pretty easy to tell because they give you the audience in the question. So those were 2 GCSE questions that we looked at just then. Let's look at one more. Western tourists are slowly but surely destroying the natural habitat of hundreds of animals in what they describe as safaris. Write the text for a leaflet aimed at people attending a safari park that advises them how to ensure they do not damage the ecosystems they visit. Okay, so you can see in the orange I've got the form, it's a leaflet, and you can see that I've got the audience, people attending a safari park. Sorry, I'm struggling to click through the slides. There we go. Okay. Right, let's see what a leaflet looks like with and without a clear audience. Which has a clear audience? What is different about it? So I want you to read through these examples and then answer that question. Which one of these do you think is best with the clear audience, and how is it different? Okay. Okay, and then you've got the answers here on this slide. Next, there's a task for you. Again, overarching question, who is your audience? Let's see what a leaflet looks like with and without a clear audience. In this task, find 4 things that we learn about the animals and the audience. Okay, so you can set it out like this, just a little table in your book. Because this piece of writing has a clear audience, here are the things that we learn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now you know who the audience is, you can start to write to them. Write a 15 to 25 line letter or article in answer to one of the statements below. Okay, so you can decide which one you think is easier or which one you have more opinions about, and then write either a letter or an article responding to this. If you're going for challenge, you can use the knowledge organiser to look up techniques that you could use to make your piece of writing particularly sophisticated. Challenge, try to use the correct personal pronouns throughout. So that's I, you, us, we, they. Be really clear with that there. Okay, so that's it. Well done, and hopefully I will see you soon.